What's up, folks? Yeah, we back on Saturday again. Last week somebody suggested, since you don't really seem to really be able to do the show on Wednesday, why don't you just call it What the Fuck Whenever? And I thought, you know what? That is a brilliant idea. So I'm gonna make me a new logo and we're gonna start calling it that. And that's just how it's gonna be. Because the bottom line is my life, evidently, for 2024 is just gonna be out of control. It's already showing all those signs. So I don't know. I'm gonna just roll with it. Anyway, I also have there's a poll on the YouTube channel that asks what you guys think about hosts eating on cam. There's a reason why I'm asking you that, and I'll give you that information later based upon everybody's vote. So you let me know what you think on the YouTube channel only. That's what a poll is. So everybody watching on some other platform, if you want to vote, you have to go over to YouTube to do it. So let me get started. We got 25 questions tonight. Yep. Oh, wait, there's a note here. It says most people did not put in their locations, so I just left all of them out. Okay. Interesting. So instead of being every now and then, it's just not going to be nobody. I got you. Okay, question number 1. This is a male who's 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. Who pays for our first date? I've been texting off and on with someone for the last month. We did talk on the phone once, and it went well. She suggested that she would like to meet up when I come back from out of town. So far, so good. Her schedule is busy, though, and I've had to tone down the lengthy texts, LOL, but all good. I'm back from out of town, and after a few texts, I noticed she was not as responsive. So I asked. She said we're all good, but she would really like to meet up so she could feel more comfortable texting and hopefully move forward. Totally agree, so I set up our first date. Keep in mind, she suggested twice to meet up. She was the date initiator. I, on the other hand, set up the date, the happy hour and dinner to go to very nice places, by the way. Of course, I want to impress on the first date, even though it's been years since I've been on one, LOL. So normally and typically, I always like to pay. I've never had a problem unless I'm being taken advantage of or there are red flags. But 99% of the time, I'm paying. So with that being said, since I'm a little rusty with the dating etiquette these days, who pays? My 2 cents. If I ask if she picks up the happy hour bill and I get dinner, or do I pay for happy hour and dinner, but I ask if she gets the tip for dinner, which would probably be around $50. Thoughts? You don't ask her to do anything. Remember, you said that you chose these nice places. You have no idea what her budget is. So you talking about, you don't know what's going on with her financially. So you're picking places that suit your finances and then expecting her to pay for part of this date. That's inappropriate. What you should have done is asked her, would you like to do? Is there a particular type of place that you like to go? I'd like to take you for drinks, or I'd like to take you for dinner. Usually people don't do both on the first date. I'll tell you that. You do one or the other. And since you're kind of rusty, the likely prospect should have been that you just do happy hour. You know, they have the happy hour reduced price snacks that you could have. And then you could have just paid for everything. And it probably would have been about, I don't know, $25 or so. So I'm not really feeling your logic here. I mean, I know that, a lot of people like to do it that way, but I think there should be more conversation about locations because, okay, honey, I know he wanted to be telling, well, you pay this and you pay that. I told you how I did my friend when he started tell me what to pay on when he decided we was gonna go somewhere. Everett and Jones, I don't even really like their food, and plus I had already eaten anyway. Ain't no telling me when your half is this. I'm like, my half is 0. I'm not paying shit. You tripping. I'm not a and he's still on punishment to this day. That had to be at least 15 years ago. He's still on punishment. So now I don't care where we go. I'm gonna stop at Starbucks. You paying. I make him pay for everything. He already knows he's on a punishment. So you stay in the corner over there and you reach in your wallet because you should have never talked to me like that. You want me around, this is your punishment for having that privilege. But dude, don't do this. You don't want to be going to all 900 different places. So you paying for everything. Okay. Now, if you guys continue to you want to see each other again, then she might offer to, pay somewhere, but it's going to be somewhere she wants to go and that she knows she can afford. That's how I always do things. I'm not trying to go bust out and be spending no $100 on drinks and stuff for some clown. I'm not doing that. I don't McDonald's, but no, I did have a guy take me to McDonald's one time. That's a long and sordid tale. We won't go into that, but that didn't last. Question number 2, this is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. I didn't invite my stepsister bully to my wedding, and my father is saying that he's not going to come either. My father remarried when I was 14. I'm 25 now. His wife and his stepdaughter were hell in my life. She's 1 year older than me. My father is wealthy, so we used to go to fancy schools. My stepsister was very mean to me, though, and I had a hard time to the point that I had to move to another school because I couldn't take it anymore. Once she convinced my father and his new wife that I was pregnant. It was so embarrassing because I was still a V, and yet they convinced my father that I should do a pregnancy test. After it came back negative, she told some of her friends at school that I had a termination. Wow. The bullying was nonstop. She would do anything to make my life miserable. Once she paid one guy at school to start a rumor that I did a BJ on him during class when I was already going to another school. She told everybody at my old school that I left because I was caught stealing at the mall and I was in a youth detention center. Wow, she's got some real mental problem. My parents had split custody, so I used to spend 1 week with my father and 1 with my mother. After 2 years of hell, I told my father that I wouldn't stay at his place anymore, and our relationship was reduced to 2 weekends a month. My relationship with my father was non-existent during college. He would send me money and call me once every month or so, and that was it. I went to his house 1 or 2 times during my 5 years in college. I started dating my now fiance 4 years ago, and I only introduced him to my father after more than 2 years of dating. I'm getting married this spring, and we are going to marry at the beach in another country in Europe. Both families are wealthy, and we decided to offer to stay at the hotel for our guests, and they only have to pay for their airfare. Because of that, we decided to settle on a small number of guests, around 80. That's a lot. And of course, this stepsister is not one of them. The wedding plan started 3 months ago, and my father knew I wasn't going to invite his stepdaughter. However, he flipped out now and said I need to invite her. I said that I'm not going to invite a single person that don't have one single good memory to such a big and important day. We've been fighting about that ever since. The last week, he told me that I shouldn't count on his money if she isn't invited, and my mom said, fine, I'll pay for everything then. After that, he said he's not coming to the wedding without her, and I replied, fine. My grandmother and aunt are trying to convince me to invite her to the good sake of our family, but to be honest, I'm not even sure if we are family. Deb, should I invite her even knowing that this is one of the biggest days of my life and she still makes me angry? Nope. And that aunt and your grandmother that's trying to convince you to let her come, tell them fuck off. And if you ask me one more time, you ain't coming either. So that's how you handle that. Everybody who's on her team and not on yours, cut them cut them loose. Not only don't invite them to your wedding, don't have anything to do with them because their allegiance is not with you. If anything, what people should be doing is asking you, that's, so such a hard thing to imagine you doing with your personality. I can't see you doing that. What happened that would, make you, can we get explanation? What's behind this decision? Has any of them asked you that? Are they just automatically thinking, well, it's family, and they want you to drag this woman, pay for her to stay, which means you're paying for their food and stuff too at the hotel. You know what I mean? I would cuss all of them out. But I know, you are probably a nice person, so that's not something that you're going to do, but that's what they deserve. Starting with your daddy, the grandmother, the auntie, and anybody else that wants to call themselves being a relative of yours that acts like that. Tell them, well, you got one more time to say some shit like that to me, and then you are going to be uninvited as well. Watch your mouth. That's how you have to talk to them. It's like, you lining up on the wrong team here. But no, if anything, maybe what you could do after your honeymoon is over, write them all a letter because they ain't coming. I already know they're not going to come. Write them all a letter and outline the horrible things that she did to you and how it impacted your life. I think it'll be cathartic for you, and it will also let them in on some reality about why you did not want her there, and you will never want her there, and she's not going to be around your kids, and you're not going to invite her to your house for Christmas, Thanksgiving, or any barbecues or anything else. It's not going to happen. And they need to understand that now, so they understand, which team are you going to be on? Your father is really interesting because, for me, I know if my daddy did some stuff like that, I would say, what, you fucking her? Are you fucking her? Is that why you so on her side against your own blood daughter? You haven't asked me what she did to me and didn't seem to care one bit, but are you fighting me to make sure that she comes in and using that as a threat? Like somebody said the other day, like, don't threaten me with a good time. You don't want to come. That would mean that's a good time for me. This letter really kind of pisses me off. Huh. That pisses me off big time. Thanks, Johnny. I don't even know what to say, but I did want to remind everybody, because some of you got here late, go on over to the YouTube channel and take that poll that's there for the show. It's only on YouTube though. I need you to take that, and I will tell you the reason in probably about an hour, because this show is long. This ain't no short show. We'd be here for a long time reading 25 questions. So please do that and let me know your thoughts. Because well, never mind. I don't want to give you any hints. Okay, so let's move on to question number 3. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group. Oh, she forgot one. Okay, she put UK here. Summary of issue. I don't know how to react to what my boyfriend told me. My boyfriend came to fetch me from my maternal granny's place. When he came, everyone, cousins, granny, mom, were sitting in the living room waiting for him to arrive. When he came, we were still sitting, and he came to sit beside me. When he came in, my mom asked him if he will eat something. He said no, but they kept insisting, and he kept saying no. Despite that, my mom pulled me aside and asked if he likes to eat sausage, and she will saute some so that he can eat it with the bread, which he did, and he ate that with everyone. When we went home, he confessed that he did not like the welcome that he got. He told me he expected him to make food or snacks already waiting for him. This is the type of welcome he always got when he went to his ex's place. He even said his sister does that, and he will do the same when my folks come home. I was a bit annoyed. Is he right? Nope. That was like, okay, it's a visit. Okay, not like an event, a party or something where people are going to have all this stuff prepared already. I'm not sure what kind of things, where he went to these people's houses. What, was it for a special occasion? On special occasions, yes, people will have all that ready. You go to like some Southern folks' houses, it's like there's always a pot of something on the stove. That's just how it is. I learned that when I went to Texas. But in general, like you come to my house, we gonna DoorDash you something. I'm not cooking unless I feel like it. And you just come over and say, well, I'm gonna come over. I'm like, well, I might tell you no. I might tell you to stop and bring something because there's nothing to eat. if you want to stay and have a snack and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to tell you that. So, you got yourself a little passenger princess type of dude over there who thinks everybody's supposed to roll out the welcome wagon for him. And then just, I would just tell him, well, we don't do things like that in my family. What we do is, if you're hungry, we will fix you something, but we don't tend to have food just sitting around in case somebody decides they might maybe want to have a snack. We don't do it that way. Plus, that would give you food poisoning too. It sits too long. Everybody's food handling habits ain't the same. It is so cold in this house. My furnace controller went out and I can't get it fixed till Monday. I'm like, ugh. So I have sweaters on. I'm walking around there in sweats, sleeping in sweats. Well, now I have a space heater in my bedroom, but still, there's none in this room. Question number 4. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's from Wales. Summary of issue. Very unpleasant 80-year-old father-in-law. When will he become less sharp? Sharp? Now, I'm sure people will come at me thinking that I'm asking when old age will really start to kick in an elderly person. But if you know the person I'm talking about and you had to cope with the regular interactions with them, you would totally understand. My father-in-law is extremely unpleasant. He picks on people. He's extremely competitive about literally everything, and he's beyond proud. He's just a very difficult person all around, and I find myself wondering when he'll become less able and more likely to stay home and sit down a bit more. He's 80 years old and currently very able. He turns up at our house to manage to see the kids, who have all told me they find him nasty, and my youngest daughter has even said that he makes me sad. My husband has also joked that he looks forward to putting him in a nursing home. So you can tell me, how long do we have to put up with this? How long is a piece of string, maybe? But when do 80-year-olds start to slow down, especially males? Well, most of them would be. What's keeping him like so full of vigor and piss is the fact that he's evil. I've done evil ass people. First of all, they live forever. They mean like, and they stay like fully capable and in good health and stuff like that to wreak havoc on everybody around them for decades. So he probably be going like this for at least another 10 years. But you and your husband are weak and spineless. First of all, just because he shows up, do you have to let him in? Because my thing is, if I didn't invite you, you ain't coming in unless I just want you to. But in general, I don't like uninvited guests because I be, doing my stuff. And I don't want to be entertaining you. If I had wanted to entertain you, I would have invited you. So that's why can't you tell him that? Because y'all are scared of him? Just push him down and let him break a hip and then he'll be in a nursing home or some shit. I don't know what to tell you. That, oops, I just bumped into him. And the next thing I know, he had a broken hip and he was in the hospital. Yeah. You have to be on, you don't see the poll? It's on the show page. You have to go to the page for this show, and then that's where it is. Well, that's where it was. I don't know what happened. Well, forget it. I'll ask you guys later. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I set it all up and I saw it at one point, but I don't know what YouTube is tripping, I guess. Never mind. I'll just ask and you can vote in the chat when it's time. But yeah, especially this is the thing I got distracted. I want to just point this out. Your children are being negatively impacted by this. As the parents, that's your job to protect them. So that's what you're going to tell him. Like, you can't come here anymore. The kids don't like you, the way that you talk to them. It makes them upset. And I don't want my children to be upset. And I don't really care what you think about it. You ain't coming in and you're not going to see them until you get yourself together and learn how to talk to people. I'm not going to have you destroying my children's self-esteem and self-image because you want to feel like a big shot to some 4-year-olds or something. I mean, however old your kids or whatever. But now he would got reamed for that shit. So as my kid said that he makes me sad, I would have went crazy. I would have lost it. And he would have got cussed out and banned from my house. But I see you don't seem to have that kind of strength. And it really makes me sad to see mothers who don't step in front of their children and protect them from anybody. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Question number 5. This is a female in the 30 to 41 age group. Summary of issue. My boyfriend won't drive. When we started seeing each other, he told me that he could drive, but he just didn't own a car as he lives in a big city. Since then, he has continually promised to get a car and get back to driving. There's no medical reason why he can't. I'm getting really fed up with being the only one who can drive, and it's making him seem like a bit like another child. It's tiring, and the responsibility for working out, travel, routes, timing is becoming a pain. He's a lovely person, but I'm beginning to think that this is a deal breaker. I'm not young, and I'm worried about the future with a non-driver for both emergencies and holidays. What do you think I should do to resolve such an issue? Well, then get a different man. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. First of all, like, I'm not going to get with somebody who doesn't have a car and doesn't know how to drive. I mean, what would be the point of that? You're going to be sitting up there with a male passenger princess where you got to drive everywhere? I mean, some people, I mean, I do really like to drive. However, as I've gotten older, I don't like it as much as I used to because people drive like maniacs. I've had like 5 or 6 cars that I put over 200,000 miles on. I was a driving fool when I was young, just going everywhere. I would drive versus fly. But I don't feel like doing all that anymore. Like my car that I got last year, that kind of car I got January of last year, that sucker just now got 6,000 miles on it. Admittedly, I was driving my old car and the new one occasionally at first. But then I know I sold the old car and I've only, just had the one now, and I don't really feel like driving. So this would not work for me. Yeah, car a year, 6,000 miles in a year. See, when I sell this car, I'm gonna say the original owner, right? Well, little old lady, and it'll be true. There won't be no miles on this sucker. Yeah, a male passenger princess. You know it's true. I can't even imagine that. Just give his ass a tiara and just call it a day. But really, the points that you bring up are in case of emergency and stuff are very true. And he, by him not ever driving and having a car, that means he's not really contributing to any of the vehicle maintenance, gasoline, oil changes, tire changes, and all new batteries and all the kind of stuff that goes into having a car. So you're just shouldering way too much responsibility in this relationship for a grown man. Stop it. Question number 6. This is a man in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. My partner's negative perspective is bumming me out. My girlfriend, she's 24 and I'm 27, and we've been dating for 8 months. She often makes extremely negative comments about her environment, the people in it, and even me sometimes. She's often hypercritical in this way, and it makes me feel like I'm not good enough. As an example, if I ask her how the gym was, she tells me about all the people there lifting with bad form and asks me why they would even bother if they're not going to do it right. We'll be in the car and she would look at someone's yard we pass it by and call it gross and ugly. Or this weekend we had a quiet day on the couch together relaxing. And at the end of it, she said it was actually boring and terrible and what a complete waste of a day. Then the only thing that would make it better is going to bed and ending it. She's a savage though. I mean, I know it's upsetting, but it's funny the way you tell the story. This kind of language is pretty constant from her and breeds her into her comments on me. I like to read Twitter in the morning with my coffee, and she'll tell me that what a waste of time it is. And that's when you're supposed to put your phone down and say, no, the waste of my time was getting with you. I want you to get your shit and get the fuck out. That's what I want you to do. Get your negative attitude and your complaining ass and all your fucked up thoughts about everybody and get the hell out of my life. That's what I want you to do. So I can have like a lovely afternoon. Dude, remember my favorite word, milk toast? Dude, that's you. Look it up in the dictionary. Or she'll ask me to pick out what to eat or how to spend our time and then immediately shoot it down and choose something else. Well, why do you fall for it then? See, this kind of thing is very hurtful and makes me question whether I'm good enough. It makes me anxious to speak up. I often feel like I want to do something for myself. I can't even tell her and just have to go do it. When I've asked her about this, she says I'm policing her thoughts and that it's not good to repress her feelings. At this point, I've given up on saying anything, but I'd like to try speaking up again. How do I communicate how this makes me feel? Just how I told you. You stop dealing with it. What is wrong with you? Where is your testosterone? Do you have any nuts at all? You better check this hoe. There's no reason in this world why anybody, a male or female, should have someone talking to them like this and putting them down like this over and over and over and over again. How could you take, I couldn't even take 8 minutes of this, let alone 8 months. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to talk to me crazy. You're going to say one thing and I'm going to cuss your ass out and then we'll be done here. I'm really surprised. I don't even know what to say. But please end this before she destroys your self-esteem and completely. You are letting this woman ruin your life. Get all in your head and dictate what you think about yourself. Those kind of people, this is what she's doing intentionally. And I would, and then at the end, when I was throwing her outside, I said, now I see why your ass is single. And I hope that nobody else falls into the trap that I did. And then just let her go on her merry way. If she got a key to your house, get it back first, though. Oh, I forgot I have wine. This is my glass that Jim Dog gave me. I'm surprised I still have it because I have a tendency to break things that are this delicate. It's my roughness. Honey, yes, it's been time to break up. It was time to break up the very first time that she went down that road. I don't like people that be complaining all the time. Like, complaining ass, get out of here with that. Most of the time we have enough going on in our lives that we don't need somebody to add that kind of negativity to it. We have enough real life negativity that we have to deal with. Question number 7. This is a male in the 35. Well, a lot of guys today. Male 35 to 41, summary issue. I asked my fiance for a paternity test. Let me start off by saying I love and trust my fiance. We have been together for 2.5 years and have had the ups and downs like every other couple. One of the things that has caused some issues, though, is the type that remains friends with a lot of people that most people wouldn't. I'm talking about ex-boyfriends. Really. She has been wonderful in listening to issues I have with anything I'm resolving on her own, has gone to the ends of the earth to make sure I'm comfortable. But 1 week before our second anniversary, the mother of one of her exes posted on Facebook about her husband, the ex's father, passing away. She was close to his mom and dad and mother and asked her to come to the funeral, and I had no issue with it. When she went to the funeral a few days later, she said that she went back to the mom's house for food and hung out for a while. She offered to the ex as the usual if there's anything you need, and he actually accepted and said that he needed help moving his mother the next day. I expressed that I found that to be weird, and she agreed, but I trusted her, so she did help him. Maybe a week after that was our second year anniversary, and she broke up with me for unrelated issues. That night, she went to her grandma's house, which is about 2 blocks away from where she helped them move, and said that she was just walking around the town when I found out that she'd been texting her ex all day, every day, 300 plus text messages for that whole week. I also later found out that they were engaged at one point. Oh, she didn't tell you? This letter is really long, sir. Okay, let me know. Okay, not long after that, we found out she was pregnant. At the time of conception, lines up almost perfectly to the night that we broke up, and she was walking around town near her ex's house. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm trying to skip some of this because it's just ridiculous. I tried to explain my reasoning to her, and sometimes she says she understands it, and other times she's ready to just leave me. I love her to death, but that timing is just too coincidental. I have some trust issues that I need to get resolved anyway, and I've agreed to seek therapy for any issues I have, but I'm having trouble explaining things to her. I can better explain how I'm feeling in this situation. Is there a way to save this? Yes, you get the paternity test. I'm telling you, okay, this is just my opinion, which this show is always anyway. If I were a woman, even if I were married, with the stuff that's going on these days, and my husband asked, for the kid to get a paternity test, I wouldn't have a problem giving it to him. My grandmother used to have this phrase called mama's baby, daddy's maybe. And so I would want him to have peace of mind, especially if he has, he's like working hard and he's trying to build something for his family, something he wants to leave to his kids and all this stuff. I want that man to go out that door every day, fully assured that those are actually his children. I don't want him to have any doubts about me or the kids. So if he wanted a paternity test, I'd say, sure, no problem. I wouldn't even, I'm just the way I am right now, because it's something that I already thought about. And I think that it's a good idea. And I don't have a problem with men asking women for it, especially in some shaky, shady shit like this happening. So I'm with you, and I think it's appropriate under the circumstances. Number one, you're not even married to her, so it's going to be a baby mama, baby daddy situation, which before you sign anything or start paying any kind of child support, this under the table or through the court system, you get a paternity test. The courts make you get one. So, I mean, if she's going to file for child support, there you go. She's going to get a paternity test. It's going to be part of the deal anyway. So it really, you didn't even really have to ask for it. Just make sure you don't sign anything. Okay. Don't assume any obligation or responsibility. Don't give her any money for the kid. Don't really associate with her too much. You don't love her. You don't know nothing about what she's been doing. And you just sit on that for a few more months until the kid, they can do a paternity test. Yeah, he does sound whipped. But you better like get your mind right, because you be paying child support for 18 years for a kid that's not even yours. And I know men do that all the time. They, have stepchildren that they take care of. They adopt children that they take care of, but that's their choice. And that's with their full knowledge, consent, and involvement, participation in a situation where you get lied to about a kid that, somebody tells you is yours, and you just believe them just on the strength of you have that kind of relationship with them. That's fraud. Okay, that's different. That's why when women say, well, they take care of other people's kids. Oh, yeah, they do. But they choose to do that. By you lying to him, you're removing his choice, and that's not fair. So you get your paternity test, and if it turns out to be yours, then you go sign everything and do everything the right way. If it's not, then you off the hook, and I saved your butt. And you think about it, $1,000 a month, 12 times 18 years. That's how much money I just saved your ass. Okay. You can send me a check. Send me a percentage. Question number 8. Male, 22 to 27, summary of issue. I'm 23 and I have a girlfriend who's the same age, and her main male friends are old friends with benefits. Is this a red flag? Absolutely. I started dating this girl about 6 months ago, and then I learned that the guy friends she has on her Snap and she talks to often are old friends with benefits. Now I was okay with her having guy friends. I can't say no to that or complain. This, however, I'm not okay with, especially since the only way they communicate is through Snapchat. Now I asked her if she could talk to them on messages or somewhere different so the messages aren't just gone, I never asked her to fully stop talking to them, just a different app. She wasn't okay with it. She had to keep them on Snapchat. Is what I'm asking rational, or am I just out of line? No, you need to get you a different girlfriend. But she got the only booty in the world? What's wrong with you? She's doing some hoe shit, because this is completely inappropriate. And you only into it for 6 months. Get out. This is so many red flags. It's like a Chinese New Year parade. This is just ridiculous. Okay, don't trust her, because that's just inappropriate behavior. It's sneaky and it's sus as hell. Get away from her. Tell her that this is not the kind of girlfriend that you want to have. That's be dealing with her exes on the low, and just move on from this. Okay, you don't have to adjust your morals and values for her. You just get you a different girlfriend that's on the same page as you and conducts herself like she got some damn sense. Yeah, I remember. I think I had a Snapchat account. My daughter said, "Oh, you should get one." I'm like, "What for?" But I signed up and I said, "Well, where's all my stuff going?" She said, "Oh, it disappears. It only lasts. I don't know. I don't remember how long it stayed." And I'm like, "Okay." Then I started thinking about it. It's like, okay, if somebody really want to, do some sus shit, that would be the ideal platform, because there's no trace of it. I'm like, oh, I closed that account. I had that thing for about 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't do, unless it's an ex-wife, wife, where y'all got kids together, not just wife. You got kids, you got to co-parent because they're still young. Then that's the only reason you need to be dealing with any of your exes. That's the way I feel about it. You start dragging around your exes and people that you done slept with and all this old stuff here, call them your friends, and you trying to bring them up in my house and in my face. No, we're done here, sir. We're not going to do that, because you don't have proper boundaries. Exes belong in the past. I'm here in the present and hopefully the future if you act right, but definitely the past should be left in the past. I don't understand why people want to keep associations with their exes. I know I had a girlfriend who did that too. She had dated this guy all through high school and college, right? And then she got married, and she stayed in contact with dude, and she was always talking to him and wanting to be, knowing what's going on in his life and all this kind of stuff. I could never understand it. Because I'm telling you, with my exes, I just want them to, I don't care. I want the Martians to come and get them. Jaws to come walk on land and have them for a snack. Something along those lines. I'm not trying to talk to them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to touch them. I don't care what's going on in their life. I just want to get a funeral announcement. That's what I want. That would make me happy. But other than that, I don't give a fuck what they do, what they be doing. I'm just saying. That's not me. Because when I'm done with your ass, I don't want, it's like you cease to exist. Question number 8. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on number 7. I'm skipping stuff. Female, 28 to 34, summary issue. How can I limit social interactions at work without negatively impacting relationships with colleagues? I work in tech. Always been an outsider and a lone wolf, but that doesn't mean I'm not a nice person. People seem to like me overall, and they're very happy with my work, so no concerns there. But my office is way more social than I'd like. I've gone out of my comfort zone over time, and I show my face at social events occasionally, but I'm an introvert, and I have very limited social battery. Is it fair to just tell people, hey, I appreciate your invites, but having drinks after work is just not my thing? It's nice that y'all have lunch together, but I prefer to have some alone time during lunch, maybe next time. I'm just an introvert. It's not personal. I don't know. Should I just treat it like it's no big deal? Why can't you just say no? I don't want to eat lunch. I don't eat lunch with nobody but me, if I even eat it at all when I was, on that phase of life. Yeah, we would have like department lunches or so. It would be like an event, and it would be on company time, not mine. Because when it's time for me to go, I don't want to look at you. I'm not you. You ain't paying me to look at you. I get paid to look at you. And if this is on my time now, then I'm not going to do that. They want to do stuff after work. I always said no. So especially, when my daughter was, I had a built-in excuse. Like, nope, I got to go pick up the kid from the daycare. I don't have time for that. And they would be like, oh, but you just, even whether if you have children or not, you just say, well, I have things that I have to do after work and I can't be doing happy hours after work and stuff. We have to do anything that we do. It has to be an event and it has to be on, during work time. I can't do stuff after work. I have to head out, have things to do. But, really, you just say, no, thank you. I don't understand why that's so hard and you think it's such a big deal. If you go to the stuff that, they bring pizza in and stuff, and you go over there and hobnob with them while they eat pizza, that's good enough. You to go in the lunchroom and stuff and have coffee. There's a couple folks sitting there with coffee and donuts. They got some free donuts there. You grab a donut and shoot the breeze on them for 5 minutes to come back to your desk. That's good enough. The social interaction can take place during company paid time. It's not your personal job, to do that on your personal time at work. I'm a firm believer of that. I'm like, I don't like you motherfuckers that much anyway. Get out of here. Question number 8. This is a male in the 34 to 42 age group. Some issue. My wife cannot get over our high school days. Wait a minute. You 30? What? My wife can't get over our beginning. We are high school sweethearts and met at the age of 18. We're 34 now. So she almost 20 years into this shit and still talking shit. We have gotten emotional multiple times. She has rather gotten emotional multiple times throughout our 16 plus year relationship, and default to the time when I was 18 and still was flirting hallway banter with another girl, even though she and I had become officially boyfriend and girlfriend. I've never cheated on her. No nook, no kissing, no messaging, no nothing. I've tried to explain to her how 18 I didn't know any better. This didn't end well because she doesn't feel acknowledged that what I did hurt her. On another occasion, I tried being logical and acknowledging on how younger me was an idiot and she didn't deserve to be hurt like that. In the end, she still feels hurt anyway that it happened. So now I'm asking for advice. Is there any way for me to prove myself to my wife that I loved her and only her? Why can't she get past it? Can she not see that I'm no longer the same kid I was then? It sounds like a joke, but it's not. It hurts me knowing that I have hurt her so badly at that age, and I don't know what I can do present day for her to move on past that. I want her to heal from the past. Will she ever see me for who I've become, or will she always hold it against the 18-year-old me who flirted with another girl in the hallway? Well, she's stupid. I know you're serious about this and you must really love this woman because I would have had to cuss her out by now. But what you're gonna have to do is say, look, just sit her down and say, look, this has been 18 years of this shit. I'm done here. Don't you bring this up again. If you want to stay focused on the past instead of all the wonderful years that we had together since then you can do that. I'm not gonna stop you. But what I'm gonna say is, don't you talk to me about it. I don't want to hear it. I'm done with this conversation. And it's the kind of thing like if you keep doing this and trying to hammer and guilt trip me about some shit that happened almost 20 years ago, we're going to end up in divorce court and then you'll really be hurt. You think the hurt that you experienced from somebody talking to somebody and grinning at them in the hallway at 18 was hurtful? Don't you think it's going to be really massive when people find out that your husband divorced you because you wouldn't let some shit go that happened almost 20 years ago? That's where we're headed. That's what she would get from me. She needs a reality check because she's just taking you for granted and she's just doing the most. This is stupid. Isn't that ridiculous? And I just feel like, there's something she's getting out of this. There's a reason why she keeps hammering you over the head with this. It's a tool of manipulation. So what you have to do is stop letting her manipulate you. Like I said, you tell her today is the last day of this. We're not going to talk about this anymore. And if you talk about it, every time that you do talk about it, I'm going to get my keys. I'm going to get my car. I'm going to leave. And the first one, I'll leave for an hour. You do it again, I'm going to leave for the day. You do it again, I'm gone for a week. You do it again, I'm out for a month. And so on and so forth until we're divorced. Because one thing I cannot do, I cannot undo the past. And you keep bringing it up is not doing anything to benefit our marriage in this today. You see talking about some stuff that happened in whatever year that happened in. And I'm done talking about it. So that's what you have to do, sir. Put up a very firm boundary with her. And you haven't done that. You just run around trying to placate her. Tell her to kiss your ass a couple of times. She'll be all right. Question number 10. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group. Summary of issue. My best friend doesn't want my boyfriend to come to Europe with us. I wouldn't want your boyfriend to come to Europe with me either. My boyfriend, B, and I have been dating for 3 years. We have a really close relationship, and we both love the outdoors. Good for you. However, due to our location, traveling internationally is quite hard. So we mostly travel within our state. We both have talked about wanting to explore the world when we're more financially comfortable and have time off from university. My best friend, Kay, of 10 years, recently moved to Europe for a 6-month internship. She's having a blast, and I miss her so much. She's the most genuine and down-to-earth person I know. I have worked and saved up over the university break and been throwing around the idea of going to Europe to travel while Kay is over there ever since Kay first brought up the idea of potentially getting the internship. I first brought up Kay the idea of B coming with me to Europe quite a while ago, and she didn't say anything then. But now that I think back, I only quickly mentioned it a few times and technically never asked how she felt about it. I just assumed it would be okay since B is a really chill person and they get along well. Now comes the tricky part. I have since brought up to Kay the idea of B and I preferring the idea of hostels over hotels. She replied that she would prefer to be just a girls' trip and that she likes B, but it's different vibe with him there. Later, she admitted about the financial burden of having a third person and that B and I are good at not making the extra person feel like they are third wheeling, but it still kind of feels like that a lot of the time because she's not super close to B. I kind of get what she means. I've noticed that when B isn't there, I am overall more carefree and independent. I also acknowledge that since dating B is limited the time that Kay and I have towards our friendship. Also, side note, Kay is down with hostels, similar traveling style to B, maybe without the hiking though. But I've already talked about the opportunity of going to Europe with B, and he's been really excited. I'd hate to let him down. I'm not too sure what to do. First of all, you fucked up. You going to visit her. That's your friend of 10 years, and you've only been with this dude for how many years did you say? 3. So she got a 7-year jump on dude, and you trying to put him first before her. What you were supposed to do is you going to see her is talk to her and say, he expressed an interest in coming. How do you feel about that? And she said, I would prefer to be a girl's trip. And you say, okay. Then you turn to your boyfriend and say, no, I'm just going to go and visit my girlfriend. And so you stay here. A guy with 2 girls is not really going to work. So I'm just going to go see her and I'll be back in 2 weeks or whatever. That's what you have to say. Stop thinking that you can't breathe, move, travel, or do anything without that boy with you. He's not your husband. And even a husband would not want to be involved with 2 women like that. It's inappropriate for you to even think about bringing him. What the hell is wrong with you? You're going to spend time with your girlfriend, okay? Your friend of 10 years is like a sister as young as you are. And then you want to drag this stupid boy with you and just ruin her good time with you? He's not going, okay? Just tell him that he's not going to go, that you're going to go with her and it's just going to be a girls trip and that you and him can go another time. That's what you're going to do. Maybe for y'all's honeymoon, you can go to Europe if you last that long. But stop this. Too many of you guys, you get a boyfriend and you lose your goddamn minds. It's like you can't do nothing without him. You just think about him all the time and want to take him. Your friends don't care about your boyfriend, okay? Only you do. And in a situation where you've had a friend, like I said, for a decade, you want to throw her under the bus because you want to bring along some clown. Hey, Shay. I am so seriously upset. Okay, let's talk about this right now. Let's talk about it. Okay, hey, thank you. No, I don't do joint things. If I invite somebody, I will, but I just tend to not really be on that page. I like to do my own thing. But let me talk about this for a minute. You know, we can't do February. I have a feeling February has, because I just haven't been the same since my little special event. I just haven't been the same. My energy is just down. I get tired. It's just changed me a lot. I'm better, like physically, but energy-wise, I just can't handle it. The demands on me, I can't do it. So what I did think to do though is like we have a February day and we have a live stream that lasts, I don't know, from like 6-7 hour live stream. We could do that. But that would require that I be able to have some meals on the camera. So I wanted to find out how y'all felt about that. That was what the poll was, which seemed to have disappeared. I don't know what happened. The poll was, how do you guys feel about hosts eating on camera? And I want to see what you thought about it. So it's like it's okay or no thank you. Those are the two choices. It's fine, no thank you. So put your vote in the chat here. And we're over on YouTube. Let me know what you think. And that will dictate if it lasts until I'm hungry, then I'll be like, bye-bye. Or if y'all can let me have a snack, then we can keep going. And I have so many things I want to talk about. Oh my God, it's going to be like, people can call in with questions. I'm going to have topics that we're going to talk about. It's going to be fun. I've already given this a lot of thought. So it's going to be a fun, exciting event that will last for hours and hours and hours. So you can drop in, drop out, whatever you want to do. And let me know, if you have questions or, some issues, something you read about, a story you was in the news, we can talk about it. Dustiness. I mean, whatever you guys want to talk about. Well, it should be fun. Isn't that fun? I think I can do that. I can make sure I get some good sleep. And I'm thinking about doing it on one of these upcoming holiday weekends. Soon, because it's February. So it'll be like a February day. I can give you that. But I can't do every day for 28 days. That'll never happen ever again. I don't think so. Because, I'm not getting younger. I'm getting older. So the clock is ticking. You love the idea? Okay. Well, we're going to do that. Let me see. Awesome. Love that. Good idea. It's fine. Okay. So I can be snacking. All right. Yeah, it's true. Okay. Well, then the vote is set. I'll pick a day and, give you at least a couple of weeks notice here. 2 weeks should be enough. And then we will be here for hours and hours and just talking about everything under the sun. It should be fun. All right. So let me get back to this. This is question number 11 of 25. Female, 18 to 21. Summary of issue. Is it all right for me to talk to a married man that I met on the internet? I'm 19 and he's 28. In what world is this okay? Oh, well, let's see what your dumb little ass got to say about it. Recently, I started talking to this intelligent, encyclopedic kind of person that lives a few countries away. We were getting to know each other and discussing psychology. His job is one of my hobbies and general themes. At some point, he mentioned that he is married and that his fiance slash wife likes when other women give him attention and seem interested in him. Weird much. And he's a liar. They seem very open to each other, and he intends that to her. It's a bit of a fantasy and fetish that she is on vacation overseas, and he'd tell her about our conversation and everything. Meanwhile, I'm like, this is weird. He is married, but we are just talking. Afterwards, he comments that his wife is very open and has such fetishes that maybe they'd even become a sort of a polyamorous couple in the future where another woman would be brought into the relationship. Mind I say his fiance is 19, the same age as me. They met each other on an online public platform about a year ago, and he promised to her, I would like to keep talking to him and enjoy how much I can learn from him. Also confessed to showing interest at first, although after that I was a bit horrified. It seriously made me think, huh? And I ended up telling him that it would be better if we don't talk, if his wife is jealous or doesn't want him to talk to females when he first mentioned his wife, but he said she really likes it. A little bit of external input is always appreciated. If I were to share this with my family, this would not be discussed at all. You just young and dumb and being set up and don't even realize you're being groomed. Okay, disconnect from this fool, block him. In the future, don't be finding random men on the internet to talk to. Okay, I don't know what you kids be doing. I know to you guys, this seems like it's reality, but don't you understand predators are all over young girls like you because you're dumb. He says he's 28. You have no proof of that. He says he has a fiance. You don't have no proof of that either. The only thing you know is that you're 19 talking to some random man on the internet and telling him a whole bunch of personal information about your dumb ass. Stop this. And all you listen to this, stop it. You don't know what these men are doing with that information that you tell them. How they figuring out where you are, where you go to school, all the hobbies and stuff that you go to. They can look up the clubs in your area and figure out where you're going to be. And then since you like to post pictures of yourself all over the internet, all over the place, you know, I'm here checking in, all this old shit here. You set yourself up to become a victim. Just being dumb, just not even thinking about what your own personal safety. You are going to get off the internet and you're going to shut down that account that you talked to him on. You're not going to do that. Okay. I want you to do this like as soon as you hear this message. You are just being just totally ridiculously dumb and naive. Stop it. These men, this clown is not about talking. This is just so upsetting that you just so goofy in this day and age. You know what I mean? But see, they don't even talk about, you don't even have to have the locators on. They took pictures of everything, right? You know, Google Images, you can search up the pictures and find where it is. It's not hard. You kids are stupid. You girls are dumb. And you sit up there and you try to wonder why so many of you are getting abducted and all this old shit here. You set that up by being too free with information about yourself. You have to shut that shit down. Don't nobody need to know where you are every second of the day. You don't have to post selfies of every goddamn thing that you do. Get your minds right, and so you can be safe and grow up to be 30 and 40 years old. Okay, too many of y'all are disappearing. And I think I've always thought that it was a lot of this social media stuff. The parents aren't teaching their daughters about how dangerous this stuff is. Yeah, it's fun to chat with people on the other side of the planet. I agree, it's fun. But you know, when you start getting on this one-on-one stuff, that's when it becomes dangerous. They start asking you personal questions and you digging into your background and you just be free because your lips are loose and you just be telling too much. Oh yeah, I go to school here and I do there and I'm majoring in this and that. Okay, so if you know he knows you in such and such a country, he can see which schools that have that major in it and start narrowing it down. Looking at your photos and figure out what city you're in. The next thing, but looking at your selfies and figure out where you go and what you do and what your routine is. You'll get your shit straight and stop doing this. These girls, I swear, these parents. Yeah, that's what I mean. She's being groomed. Talking about we might be a polyamorous couple. Don't nobody give a fuck what you and your wife do. That's what you were supposed to tell him. And you know, this conversation is going in a ridiculous direction. I don't give a fuck about your sex life. You tripping. Let me hang up from your ass. That's what you're supposed to tell him. But he was testing you and you just so brand new, you didn't even understand what was going on. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's why I have to do this show. I'm going to try to do this show until I'm at least 900 years old because these girls are just too dumb. He's a Mr. Encyclopedia. You know he's not 28. That's what I'm saying. He's not 28 years old. He's telling her that so it'll be older, but not too old. It's probably somebody in his 40s. I don't trust these fools online. That's why the only time I'm online is when I'm dealing with y'all. I don't really have time for it anyway, but I just don't think it's safe for females, especially those that don't know what the fuck they doing and just be on there just running off at the mouth and doing the absolute most. Whew. She was getting the vibe saying, "Oh, this is weird," but she didn't do anything with, her inner warning bell was ringing, but she didn't do anything about it, like saying this is weird. Okay, by acknowledging that is weird, that means that you don't need to do it anymore. That's what that means. That's your body, your psyche, your inner psyche, your womanly intuition telling you that some foul shit is going on here. You should listen to it. Okay, don't be so desperate for attention that you put your safety and saneness aside to try to placate some man. Fuck that motherfucker. Yeah, her gut told her, but she just ignored it. Ooh, wait, where's my wine? I forgot. I need a swig. I need two. The parents are clueless. These are the Gen Z people and the parents are millennials. That's all I need to know. Question number 12. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. How do I support my coworker who is a recipient of unwanted attention from another coworker? I work as a part of a small team, a total of 6 of us, which includes our supervisor, where the only guys are me and a recent hire. We're not exactly friends, but we work together. A few days ago, the new hire, he's a little older. He's 26, I'm 22, drove the coworker in question, a 24-year-old girl, to the mechanic to pick up her car. And earlier today, she confided in me and one of our other coworkers that he was flirting with her during the ride on previous occasions, calling her gorgeous, asking for her number, and asking to go out for drinks with her after work hours. This is also further complicated by the fact that the new hire has a girlfriend. But according to my coworker, he stopped talking about the girlfriend in front of her a few weeks ago. She said this to us in confidence, and when I asked if I could intervene or report it on her behalf, she said no. I trust that she'll be able to handle it herself and report it if she wants. But I feel uncomfortable holding on to that information and not doing anything about it. I don't want to report it myself because I feel as though it's not my business, and she fully acknowledged that it was flirting. What can I do to best support her? Okay, your mistake was when you asked if if you could intervene or report it on her behalf. You don't ask, you just do it. That was a mistake you made. She told you because she needs help. But then it's like hard for her to admit that she needs help and doesn't know what to do. Alternatively, now that you get this answer from the show, you could download a clip and forward it to her phone so she could understand what's going on. First of all, she needs to set up a clear boundary with this guy. I'm not going to talk to you like that. Don't ask me out. Don't compliment me. This is sexual harassment. And I will report you to the management if you do anything like this to me again. That's what she should say. Is she going to have the courage to say it? I don't know. But, you could always drop that lug and say, look, one of the female staff members reported to me that the new hire is making her feel very uncomfortable. He's asking for her number and to take her out and stuff. And he has a girlfriend. And, she's feeling really uncomfortable about the way that he's approached her and trying to get her to go out with him and stuff like that. And it's relentless. So somebody needs to intervene. That's what you need to do. I don't really care that she says that she doesn't want you to intervene. This is something that you need to do regardless. Okay. You don't listen to her because obviously she don't know what the hell she's doing because she would have handled this herself. The fact that she didn't shut it down, didn't cuss him out, didn't tell him to stop, all that kind of stuff shows that she doesn't know what to do and she can't handle it herself. So please stop listening to what she says. Go and report it to your supervisor and let the supervisor handle it. Now, if you guys work for a national company, this is just your unit, then once you have reported to the supervisor, document the date and time that you've done that. If it continues to happen and the supervisor does not intervene, then you go above his or her head to the next level of management. Say, this is creating a hostile work environment for the young lady, and I just don't really like it. As a guy, I don't like to see it. I don't want to hear it, and I don't like my team members feeling uncomfortable at work. Do something, okay? You can take ownership that way. because that would make me uncomfortable. I know me. I mean, I'm a woman, and if I saw some dude harassing another girl, a young girl, and she didn't know how to handle it, I would intervene. I'd be like, hey, look, what motherfucker, what you doing? Leave her the fuck alone. This is work. You worry about your dick and all that other shit that you're trying to do here off the clock, because ain't nobody paying you to have a sex life on the job. Okay, that's how I would talk to him. But I know you guys aren't as cruel and crass as I am. Question number 13. This is a man in 35 to 42 age group. Summary of issue. Was my question inappropriate? This woman and I dated for 6 months. We were both in our mid-30s. It was kind of rocky. We were on again, off again. In 6 months? When we were off, we typically stayed very close platonically. After being off for 2 months, but still really close, she suggested FWB. I wanted more than that, but okay. Without being accusatory or insistent, I asked if she'd been with any dudes while we were apart. She told me that she hadn't, but she also told me that her sex life was absolutely none of my business when we weren't officially together. I felt kind of guilty and embarrassed after asking, like I'd done something wrong. But maybe we just have different boundaries about which questions are and aren't appropriate in this situation. I wasn't trying to shame her or control her. I was just trying to get information about the context of our situation so that I could make a safe decision for myself. Was I out of line for asking? Yes, you were. Because of the fact that you should treat her just like she was somebody else that you just was going to get with. Every woman you asking with, every woman you go out with that you plan to jump into bed with, do you ask them that kind of question? If the answer is no, then you could see the parallel here. You weren't with her either, just like you weren't with them. So why even bother asking that question? You just did that because you was nosy and you trying to use this other thing to justify it. You should do safe practices regardless of what her answer is. Your safety is really your focus. It shouldn't matter what she said. Yes, no, possibly, maybe, I don't know, on last Tuesday, whatever she says. It's not anything that you should be concerned about. It's not your business. Man, let some dude ask me some shit like that so I can lose my mind right quick. You just doing too much, dude. Question number 14 is a female 18 to 21. Summary of issue. My boyfriend wants to buy his female friend $1,000 gift. Wow. Is your boyfriend a baller? I mean, that if he got a lot of money, the $1,000 is nothing. But let's see what you got to say. Am I going crazy here thinking that that's too much? He is splitting the price of the gift with another friend. It's $2,000 in all. What are they buying her? They've all been friends for about 8 years. They're all 20 years old now. And the other friend is in love with the female friend for some background. I'm a super frugal person, and the idea of it is making me feel weird. I usually insist on splitting money when we go on dates and such. It would never accept such an expensive gift. But he doesn't even try to spend that kind of money on me. He could pay for a date for a year for $1,000. Am I being an asshole? When I asked him, when I tell him it makes me uncomfortable, he says, I'm just going to tell my other friend that we won't do it then. And seems super irritated with me. What should I say or do in this situation? You should butt out of it. Number one, and this is the number one issue here. It's not your goddamn money. Okay. You don't have no say over what your boyfriend does with his money. Because, you the one that don't want to be in his pocket. I wouldn't be paying half on all the dates, but that's you. You want to shell out all this money and stuff and, be all 50-50 and all this stuff. And then say, well, he doesn't spend $1,000 on me. How can he when you are steady staying in your wallet paying half? You don't want him to spend money on you. That's why you stay in your wallet paying half, because you don't really like that feeling of being dependent on somebody or somebody doing something nice for you. It makes you uncomfortable. I know I've met women like you, thousands of you, and that's your wall that you put up. You love the guy, but you don't want to love him too much, so you don't let him be into your life like that. You don't want to get dependent on him emotionally, financially, physically, mentally, no kind of way. You don't want to do that. So you put that wall up and you talk about your 50-50 and you paying half and stuff. And that's how you do it. And you keep him at a distance. You see, this man is the kind of guy that likes to do nice things for people that he loves, but yet you keep paying half. Don't you see? You're creating this dynamic in your relationship. You're doing that to yourself. And then you want to sit there and complain, you don't spend $1,000 on me. That's your fault. I thinking you need to go to your boyfriend and apologize and say, you know what? I was out of line. That's you guys, that's your friendship. and it's your money. You're not asking me for anything. It was really inappropriate for me to even voice an opinion. So I'm going to shut up and back out of this. You guys do what you want to do. That's what you're going to do as soon as you hear this answer. If they want to go and buy her a car that costs $30,000 and they have the money to do it, that's their business. It don't have nothing to do with you. You girlfriends be getting out of pocket, thinking you're trying to act like a wife, like you guys got joint finances or some shit, community property. You a mere girlfriend. Your ass could be replaced within the next 2 seconds. Okay? Get it cool. Get it straight about what your role is here. You doing too much. He didn't tell her that he's just mad at her, but it's not his coworker, it's a friend of his that he's been friends with for almost 10 years. And if he, like I said, if he has the money and he wants to do it, it's not money coming from her pocket. She has no say in it. I wouldn't care personally because it's not my money. But don't be asking me to, like, you overspent and now you don't have no money to do what you need to do, like pay your bills or take me out or something. And then you trying to reach in my wallet to make up the difference after you done spend it. Oh, no, we're not going to do that either. So make sure that, you got this money. You better make sure that you got it. Pull it out your savings or something. Question number 15. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. My boyfriend said that he will choose his family over me. You're not his wife. That's what he's supposed to do. Let's see your confused thought process. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 2 years and we're both 27 now. Naturally, the topic of marriage has come up and I know I definitely see a future with him. However, the other day he said that he puts his family before me on this list of priorities. I was confused and shocked when I heard him say that. I mean, we're not married yet, just boyfriend and girlfriend. The key word, not married yet. So I'd understand why he would choose his family over me. But now it has me wondering if it would be the same once we're married. Is his family still going to take precedence over me? You would become his family if you were married. Don't you understand? Family, you would become his family if you were his wife. You're not his wife. And so you don't count in the family box. Is his family still going to take precedence over me, or is this a giant red flag? I don't know if I see this man as my future husband anymore. I have so many doubts now as well. What would you do if you were in my position? I wouldn't do anything because I understand the game plan here. You think mere girls. See, this is what I said earlier. You girls with this girlfriend shit, you get yourself confused. You start thinking that you have wife privileges over some man when you're just a girlfriend and can be exited out of his life within the next 5 seconds. Okay, he doesn't owe you shit. You're just a girlfriend. Okay, essentially, what is a girlfriend? Free booty. That's what a girlfriend is. Somebody that he can take up your time, worry your nerves, and screw for free. That's what a girlfriend is. Y'all be confused about what you thinking a girlfriend means, like you have some power or something. It ain't shit. And the sooner that you guys understand that, the better you'll be. It's a title, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just like at work, they give you a title like team leader, but do you get any raise? You get office. You get any money? No, it's just a title they throw at you. It's like a bone. That's the same thing with girlfriend. It doesn't mean shit. Yeah, it's just free booty. That's what I'm talking about. And then they have the nerve to be complaining. Well, I don't get enough. Motherfucker, you're not married. You don't have any rights to say over what she does and how much she does for you. You better take what you get and be happy. These people are confused. I know it's true. I mean, have I ever lied to you on this show? What's one thing I don't do is in 30 years, I have never told you guys a lie about anything. Everything I tell you is factual. And in reality, when you drill down to what a girlfriend actually is, drill it down, all the fluff and, all the companionship and all the stuff that you guys like to put on it. The bottom line is what I just said. You don't have any rights. You don't have any power. You have no say-so other than what he gives you. It's just a title. And it means nothing. You can't take it to court. You can't take it to the bank. It doesn't mean shit. But I'm his girlfriend. So, in this situation, what he told you is true. You just need to get over it because you're not family, because you're not married to him. If you become an in-law, then you're part of the family too, as his wife. but you're not. So just either accept it or just move on to somebody else, and you won't be his family either. So I don't know what the problem is. Question number 16. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. Some of the issue. How can I deal with men who make me feel uncomfortable? I moved to an apartment complex last summer, and they recently hired a new maintenance worker. I live alone. I'm 28, and I often work out at the gym in my building, which has floor-to-ceiling windows. When this maintenance guy is working outside inside the fitness area, I've caught him many times staring at me while I work out. Now, I know it's not a crime to stare, but I don't like being stared at, and the fact that he has access to my unit makes me even more uncomfortable. Oh, that's true, huh? Today I was walking down the hallway and he was walking in the opposite direction. I felt him staring at me, but I looked straight ahead and avoided eye contact. After he passed me, I still felt uneasy and looked behind me, and there he was now walking behind me in the same direction. I went outside a glass door that led to an elevator, and as I was waiting for the elevator, he started wiping down that glass door, which shouldn't raise my eyebrows, except that he had just passed this door when walking in the opposite direction. Typing it out doesn't make my sense, but he just makes me feel so uncomfortable. I'm mainly venting because I'm just annoyed that I finally found a complex and I pay a lot of money to live in that feels like home after years of searching. And now it feels less comfortable because of the weird maintenance guy who doesn't know how to not stare. I had a similar issue in an apartment complex I lived in last year. When I moved in, I asked the maintenance guy to help me carry some heavy items. I gave him my contact info so that he could let me know his availability. After he finished helping me, he asked me out on a date. I told him I wasn't interested. He pressed it a bit more, and I stood firm on my no, and he eventually gave up. However, he would occasionally do inappropriate things when he see me, like yell, damn, and stare at my body as I walk by, or tell me, you look good as hell, while wrapping up a job in my apartment. I gave him a death stare when he said this, and he quickly finished and left. It's not just these two, it's men in general. I just get nervous about being on midday walks in this, quote, safe neighborhood because I've often been followed and harassed while simply just trying to exist. I'm just very annoyed right now. Yeah, you in that age group when they act a fool. And it's really unfortunate that this is the reality of so many women. These men just have no manners. They act like wild fucking dogs, like they just have never seen a woman before or something. And then they don't realize, when they wanted to try to shoot their shot, and the woman doesn't want anything to do with them, then they want to get mad. It's because you guys act like beasts. And it's like nobody's trying to be with you where she feels like, you're just like a ick thing. You're icky. You're weird. And these guys that work at your unit, this thing, you report them to the office. You say, I don't know what's going on with this dude, but, he makes me really feel uncomfortable. He's always staring at me, following me. And the other one that you said made inappropriate comments, you definitely should have reported that. I don't know why you want to tell me, but you don't tell the people that have some power to do something about it. You girls are not speaking up. This shit has got to stop. You need to find your voice, open your mouths, and start talking about what these guys do and how they treat you to people who have the power to fix the problem. It's not me. That thing, just like, if he stared at you through the glass and stuff, pull your phone out and take a picture. If he's following you and leering or anything, flaunt your phone and take a picture. When they see that you're collecting evidence, they will stop because they want to keep their job. Jobs, if you're not really an educated person, are kind of hard to come by these days. There's so many people, even people with education who are out of work. So you start doing stuff like that and have somebody who if you have a friend who works for security or knows anything, like, have them check your apartment for cameras. There's been too many stories about the maintenance men putting cameras in women's apartments. So have them check that. They have these little things that, they bring around and it makes like a signal. It picks up the transmission signal. If that's the case, then you call the police and have them arrested. Then you sue the apartment complex, and then you get you some money, and then you go and buy your own house. So, either way, you in the power seat here. You just have to handle yourself correctly, which you haven't been doing. Can't run scared from men. You're very young, and this is just the beginning of the bullshit that you're going to have to deal with from them. You better find your voice and start cussing these motherfuckers out. Question number 17. And you know the one saying damn and you look good as hell. You know that was some brother acting stupid. Question number 17. Female, 34 to 42. Summary issue. Should I leave my partner of 10 years because he didn't buy me food? wait, what? Okay, how long is this shit? Oh, you just went in. Okay, I'm going to skim over this. We lived together since 2016. I decided to split our finances 100% because he put me into debt twice by using my credit card beyond our means. And when I told him not to, this includes separating groceries. He's always made more money than me. He has a white collar job and I have a blue collar job. He's 38. I'm 34. Why would you join finances with someone that you're not married to? I don't understand that thinking, but on Thursday, I ended up in the emergency room. I've been on she named a bunch of drugs. These medications, along with my pain, have made me nauseous and a picky eater. But I need to eat before I take these. I asked my partner while I was in the hospital if he could leave work early to help me come home. He said he couldn't, and I understood. I went to the pharmacy myself. On Friday, he asked if he could leave work early, and he did. I asked him if he could pick up crackers for me because I was having nausea all day. He, forgot and spent the night playing video games. When I begged him to get me some crackers before the store closed, he got mad, but did go and get them before coming back to his video games with his friends. Today, Saturday, I woke up at 6 because my coworker was trying to get me to go to work for her. I said no. Then I went to go, okay. The day goes on, and he still hasn't gone to pick me up some food. Reasonable, it was 6 a.m. when I first asked. He just went back to sleep. But I tell him several times that I'm starving and nauseous. Eventually, I fall asleep. These meds make me drowsy as well. And when I wake up at 4:30, he still has not gone to get me any food. I've essentially gone all day without food at this point. I have to be able to take the medication, so I decide to order food. This finally spurs him into action. He hates when I order food. And now he's asking me if I'm going to pay him back for the food he's about to buy me, about $15. My question to you is, do you think this is a big deal worth ending a long-term relationship for or not? You should have been into this shit. Okay, if I'm in the hospital and you take off work and you don't come get me to take me home safely, knowing that I'm in a bad shape, but you gonna sit around and play video games, you took off work to play video games, we're done here, sir. I wouldn't be going back to the house except to get my stuff. That would be the end of that quote relationship. And the thing that's irritating the fuck out of me about you is, instead of you taking charge of your life like an adult, you need to have some food. Why didn't you just use Instacart and get some groceries? Or use or DoorDash or Lyft food or whatever the hell that is to get you some food? Why do you keep putting it on him when you the one that need the food? And you can see he don't give a shit about you already, but yet you're going to still insist. Well, he didn't do it. I'm not going to, he's an asshole, but you've known that for a long time. When it started, when he ran up your credit card debt, that was the point at which you should have broke up with him, not just split finances. You should have split finances and split bodies and split relationships and everything else and just left him alone. That's someone that you can't trust, and it showed that he just using you. But you insist on staying in a relationship anyway. Oh my God. Honey, I will tell you, if I don't want to cook, I will pick up my cell phone and I have that DoorDash account and I will order something. And yeah, it's expensive, but you know what? It's my money. Ain't nobody spending it but me. And ain't nobody eating my food but me. So I feel like I'm worth it. Usually, the meals, I don't eat that much. So usually the meals are good I can eat 2 or 3 times off of, one order. So I think it's pretty cost effective versus cooking. But yeah, you could have done all of that and helped yourself instead of just trying to put all this burden on him. But get rid of this clown. He's not about you at all. Question number 18. This is a male in a 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. My girlfriend gets mad at me if we don't get together on every day. I need some advice. My advice is that you get a new girlfriend. How hard is this? We've known each other for about the last 4 months. We're both in our late 20s. We have been very serious from the starting itself. But we have been very serious from the start. Okay, starting, he meant start. Without almost staying together for most days. We live like an hour away from each other. Most of the time, it's her who makes the effort to travel to my place. But for me, I don't feel it's important to meet every day. I feel fine if we just meet on weekends and talk over calls during the weekdays. But for her, it's the opposite. She stays alone, which causes her to be insecure as well, which I can understand. She expects us to put in equal effort, which for me, to stay over at her place half of the days and vice versa, which is fair enough, I guess. You've only been with her 4 months and you guys are just glued at the hip already. I realize it's causing a lot of stress professionally. My work is mostly done in the evening, and her work is done over by evening. Whenever she visits me or I visit her, I am never in a state to do any work because I work from home. I have been underperforming for the last 2 months and causing me to take on a lot of stress. I've tried explaining my situation to her and tried to make her understand I can only visit her on weekends, and she's always welcome to visit me anytime. But she never gets it. She gets extremely angry when I don't visit her. She says things like I'm just using her. Also have blocked me multiple times to later unblock me the next day. Today, she said that even if she dies, I won't come to visit her. And all these statements hurt me as well. I would say, you're right. What's the point of that? It's not like you can have a conversation. Your ass is all stiff and gray and shit. What would be the point of that? I would just play along with her. But see, she knows how to what am I trying to say? Pull your strings. It's not like I don't put an effort into the relationship. I always take her to nice dates on the weekend, luxury resorts. We've been on a few trips, shopping, encouraging her towards her goals, etc. Helping her financially as well. Things are good when we are together physically, but even a single day we don't meet, she gets extremely triggered. Any advice would be extremely valuable. What you need to do is find your nuts and you say, look, my work is suffering because of your fucking neediness. What we gonna do, and you don't ask her, you tell her. You said, well, I'm going to see you on the weekend. If that's not good enough, then we can break up. Those are your two options. Either you accept the weekend and we talk on the phone, video chat, or whatever during the week because I got to work. Or we don't see each other at all. Those are your two choices. Which one would you prefer? And then she's going to pick one and say, then I don't want to hear this shit anymore because I'm about to lose my job because of your bitch ass. I'm not trying to be bothered with this and be broken stuff because you want to cry about seeing somebody every day that's not your husband. That's a husband privilege. You ain't my wife. I barely know your ass. We just met 4 months ago. You doing too much. That's what you should tell her. She's not clingy. She's manipulative. But, you better get your shit together before you lose your job or get written up or something. It could impact even if you don't lose the job, it could impact your opportunities for raises and promotions because they'll be like, oh, his performance is so unstable. We need a strong performer. That's not him. We have to pass him by. And there you go. You're going to have lost opportunities to advance yourself in your career because you cater into her instead of looking after your own needs and you're being stupid. Oh, my goodness. And if you were my son, we'd be having a serious conversation about this chick. And it wouldn't be a nice one. Question number 19. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group. Summary of issue. How can I coach myself to not rely on my partner's compliments to feel good about myself? I'm 35 and he's 40. Overall, he's a wonderful person. We have a very quiet nook life, which has been an insecurity of mine for most of our relationship. I've discussed it many times, and I feel I must accept the fact that we have different nook drives. While he does compliment me, it feels so rare, and I let that compound with feelings about our nook life. Why are you associating your self-esteem to that? Okay, I just don't understand these women. I got dressed up tonight, and he commented on my bangs, which I cut myself stupidly, to say that he likes my regular haircut. I was a bit gutted because I got dressed up, and he said nothing, but rather commented on something I was already feeling insecure about. I know I can't rely on him to make me feel good about myself and would like some advice to gain a self-reliant approach as a healthy alternative. I believe I have to work on our relationship and myself. I want to work on how I react to what it is or isn't said when it comes to being desired. Any tips? Oh, no, I can't help you. You know why? Because this is a mental issue. And the fact that your ass is in your mid-30s and still acting like you a 14-year-old insecure little teenager is just beyond the scope of my imagination. There's nothing I can do with this. See a shrink and get your shit together. Depending on a man. See, this is the mistake so many women make. If you depend on someone outside of yourself to make you feel good about who you are, that's not self-esteem. That's some kind of weird codependency, I don't even know what to call it. Because if you have so high self-esteem, You would tell yourself all these things that you're looking for, and you don't need other people to tell it to you. I mean, it's nice if they do, but you still feel just as good about yourself if they don't. That's when you know that you have high self-esteem. Instead, you feel gutted about everything he says that don't say, and he's not meeting your magical fantasy expectations of, fairy tale boyfriend. Most men aren't like that. The ones who are players, and they do it because they have an agenda. And you women who are so fucking needy like that don't even understand it. They play you like a violin because they can see. They always test you, right? They always test you. They start with, they said, oh, you're so beautiful. There's two ways a woman's going to react. She's going to be like, okay, well, whatever. And there's going to be those that start preening. Oh, if you that kind, he knows he got you by the nose hairs. And he can yank your chain, yank you around, and have you jumping through hoops for him because you just so in need of that fix like an addict. You need him to tell you that you're wonderful, that you're smart, that you're beautiful, that you smell good, that your hair is pretty. You need that from some external source because that's what makes you feel good about yourself, what other people think about you versus what you think about yourself. So that you just don't have the self-esteem that's like underground because you don't have any. Everything that you think about yourself is someone else's opinion of you. So see, that's where you are. And that's mainly really young girls. Like you on the downstroke to 40 and you still got this mentality. You better take your happy ass to jump on some string's couch and make the magic happen. I don't give a they try to test you with that, and it's like, just stop talking to me like that. I know I'm fine. I know I'm smart. I know I'm talented. I know all of the above. I tell myself that every morning when I look in the mirror. I be like, girl, you got it going on. I be telling myself a pep talk. And I've been like that since I was in my teens. So no man is going to come and make me feel anything different about myself. They could cuss me out and stuff. And I'd probably be like, yeah, you're right. I am a bitch. So that don't change nothing. I'm still the same fine, intelligent, talented person I was. I'm just a bitch too. It's like I have multiple talents, so you can't let them try to break you down like that. You've got to keep your mind strong. And if you have a weak mind, so you need other people to define you and build you up and try to make you think anything about yourself, whether it's positive or negative, they know that they control you and then you are lost. You can just forget it. There's nothing that you can ever do when once you place your hand like that with a dude. If he's really loves you, then he, will take care of you. But 99% of them don't give a shit. They use that to manipulate and control you. They don't get it though. And again, we keep coming back to these parents. What are you doing that your kids are growing up and their self-esteem is in the toilet? They are so anxious and nervous and stuff. They don't know what to do. And they just don't have any kind of street smarts at all anymore. Yeah, less than 4 months. He's just tripping so bad. It's just sad. Whew, child, I should have had like some hen or something. These people are working me today. This is the most important thing that parents can teach their children, especially their daughters, but boys need, and not just kids, period, is how to love themselves. And I know it's a trite phrase and it's overused, but what you have to do, parents, every time your kid does something for themselves independently and they come and they show you what they've done, take 30 seconds of your life and look at it and really listen to what they're saying. Acknowledge your children. It's a little thing. They have these little Mickey Mouse ugly ass drawings. I mean, they make them little things in clay in school and all this stuff. Just put it on the refrigerator. Take it to your work and show, put it on the wall at your job and take a picture of it and show your kid that I put your picture up at my job and everybody was really, complimenting your drawing skills. So make it about what they do, what they accomplish, the things that they try and do successfully. Don't make it about how they look, their weight, and this superficial shit. Don't make it about that when you give them your kids compliments. Make it about their efforts, their successes, and even if they try something and fail, you say that's okay. You gave it your best shot. I'm proud of you anyway. You did it very well, and then you point out the stuff that they did well. Focus on your kids' accomplishments and the things that they do, not on what they look like. Okay, that's the main thing, especially for girls. But no, people don't tend to do that too much to their kids. They don't do that, and it's very unfortunate. So let's move on. Question number 20. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. My boyfriend says that he can't do washing because of his autism and OCD, and yet you stay. Why would you have a boyfriend that has autism and OCD? Aren't there no other men where you are? You got to find one with some like major fucked upness, afflictions, and call him your boyfriend. That motherfucker was so be in the garbage can, garbage pail kid. We've been together for 6 years, and you've been putting up with this for 6 years? When we got together, he would do washing up, laundry, sweeping, and look after himself completely. But after we got together, he got depressed and stopped looking after himself. I helped him by bathing him, yes, literally cleaning his whole body because of depression. It soon turned out that he couldn't clean himself because of his disabilities, OCD and autism because he couldn't do the wiping movements. Then you take him outside and you hose him off like a dog. You put some wash on him and then you hose him off and then throw a towel at him. I mean, what you want from me? He hasn't washed up, done laundry, or swept for approximately 5 years, and I cleaned him for about 3 or 4 years. Then he started cleaning himself this last 6 months or so. I should add that I have physical and mental disabilities. Okay, no wonder you chose him. That make everyday tasks already hard. So it's not like I'm super up to taking on 2 people's tasks. I've tried my hardest to be understanding and helpful, but I really think it's a load of crap and that this disability that stops him from doing stuff is bullshit. When I say anything to him about it, he says, quote, stuff changes, and I'm being gross by interrogating his disability. Y'all believing these men and these disabilities. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Moget. I need advice from someone who knows something about this. Is this a thing that can happen? Is it real or am I being played? You being played like a fucking violin and been played for years. Any advice on how to approach the situation as well would be appreciated. What you do is you go and you find yourself a place to live and you pack your stuff and then you move there. And then when you move there, you say, this relationship is over because I don't feel like being your mother and what you call it? You guys call it your hospice wife. I'm not going to do that anymore. You figure it out. I don't care if you walk around so dirty that dirt flakes fall off you and grass grows there. I don't care. You could just walk around with grass growing on you, actually, that, you're so dirty. That works for me too. You do what you need to do for yourself. Check yourself into the mental hospital, whatever you need to do, whatever's going to go on with you, but I'm out. Like a Vegas card dealer, just out. Yeah, I don't understand these girls. They want to find these dudes that are projects. Like, mental cases and just useless and shit. I don't want no useless ass man. Like, I don't even have plant. Like I said, I don't even have live plant. I have one plant, but it's the kind of plant don't need watering. So every time I look at it, it's looking kind of. Then I say, oh shit, I get the water. I throw some water on it, it perks back up for another month or 2, and then I do the same thing. But basically in my house, if you're gonna be in my house, you need to be able to take care of yourself. Plants, bugs, whatever, everything. By yourself. Don't look for me to do nothing. My days of mothering and taking care of somebody is over. Okay. I don't know what I would do if I had grandkids. That would probably be a hot mess. That'd be a hot mess, but I just don't feel like it. I've put in too much time already. It's too much work. I don't want to. Yeah, but anyway, yes, you being played and get rid of this fool. Get out of there. Question number 21. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary issue. My boyfriend lied about the price of my birthday gift. I've been noticing some small white lies that my boyfriend tells me. And honestly, it bothers me. On my birthday, he got me a lovely piece of jewelry, which I absolutely adore. When he gifted it to me, he said how high in demand this piece was and that it was really expensive and broke his bank. He said that he had to call the store to check that they were still in stock. Deb, I had no desire to check the price. However, I was scrolling on the website looking for a gift for my friend's birthday and noticed my piece of jewelry. It was not at all as expensive as he had hyped it up to be and was actually on sale. Mind you, my birthday was only a few weeks ago. I understand he probably lied because he felt self-conscious, but it's so unnecessary. I love the gift regardless of the price. Should I bring this up to him? I hate how he lies about such insignificant things. Okay, so what you have is a liar. You're dating a liar. And I'm wondering why, if you have somebody who lies to you about, quote, insignificant things, you feel that you can trust him with significant things to tell you the truth and be a man of honor. I'm trying to figure out how you can't connect the dots that a person's integrity and their sense of morals and respectful treatment of their mate involves total honesty. You still want to be in a relationship with somebody who lies to you, and you know he's lying to you, and he knows that you know that he's lying to you, and yet you stay. See, and then you wonder why the relationship is going to be all fucked up. Because you accepted mistreatment, you accepted lies, and you accepted bullshit. And then you're going to try to get mad about it later. Well, you lied to me the whole relationship. I don't understand why you did that to me. That's not the question here. The question is, do you know that he lies? Why are you still there? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. This don't have nothing to do with him. He's just like the scorpion in the frog story. And the scorpion want to ride across the river, so he's on the frog, and the frog is, swimming and stuff. And then halfway across this river, the frog was trusting that the scorpion was going to be, cool and not. And the scorpion to the frog, and so they both start sinking. The frog's like, "Well, why did you do that to me? Now we're both gonna die." And the scorpion's like, "I just can't help it. That's who I am." Your dude is telling you that that's who he is. He's a scorpion. He's doinking you steadily, and you just still swimming, still staying there. So I don't know what else to tell you about this fool. I've said all I can say. Question number 22. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. Summary of issue. Can I turn my life around at 29? I was stupid. I got pregnant at 16 and didn't get a job until I was 20. Then I got pregnant again and started working in housekeeping until the age of 26. And then I got pregnant again. Wait a minute. So you 16, 20, 26. So you got 3 kids? Now I'm about to turn 29 and have no education, no work history other than housekeeping. And I had to move back home with my family because rent prices are through the roof in the city that she's in, which we're not going to mention. I'm depressed and I have no social skills. I can only blame myself. I know that. But what can I do to turn my life around? How can I be successful with the life that I have? Please be kind. Thank you. I'm wondering why I'm going to tell you what my grandfather used to tell us. Once is a mistake, twice is a habit. And about third time, that's your lifestyle choice. So you chose to be a multiple time baby mama with no education and no future. You made that choice. And you want me to be kind? No, I'm not going to be kind to you, because when you make decisions like this, you not only fuck up your life, you fuck up them 3 kids' lives too. The good thing is you're only 29. So if you get your shit together right now, there's a chance that you could save all 4 of you. What it's going to require is you to find out about any programs in the city that you're in that have to do with education and that offer some child support services like child care services for you while you attend this training course or program or certification or school, whatever it is, whatever you figure out is going to do. That what kind of help can they give you so you can be successful and make it through that program and better yourself yourself and your kids. That's what you need to do. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I know where you say you are, but I don't know what's available there. You have to do that research yourself. Then once you find a program and you figure out if you can get scholarship or you can get a grant, Pell Grant, or you can get some kind of student loan or whatever you can do to fund it, then you're going to go to your family and you're going to say, I'm going to sign up for this because I feel stagnant and I want to better myself. Can you help me? And if this is the plan I have, you need to have the plan. Don't go over there just talking about, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But you need to help me. No, you need to have a plan. This program starts this date. This is how I'm going to pay for it. This is, I'm going to need to do homework. I'm going to get myself a part-time job to help support this. But, the school will be paid for, my books and everything. And I have supplemental childcare. But I may need some help with, you guys picking them up occasionally. Maybe, helping feed them or something like that until I get home from my part-time job. You figure out what your schedule is going to be. And then you try to get your family to help you. See if they'll step in and help. They most likely will if they see that you're trying to make things better for yourself. Then you go make sure your ass is on the tightest birth control available, because you're not going to do this again. If you already got 3 kids, really, and you 30 years old, you could get your tubes tied. That probably is a good thing. So you don't do this dumb shit again. And then move forward with your life. Is it going to be easy? Nope. It's going to be hard. But you know what? You have all these years to make up for of stupid decisions. Don't do stupid decisions anymore. And make sure that you talk to your kids, if any of your kids are daughters, you didn't say, so that they don't make the mistake that you did. Don't be glorifying baby mama-ness. It's not cute. Okay. You want your daughter to end up in the same struggle bucket that you put yourself in for no reason. Should have got your happy ass to the abortion clinic. At least after the second and third one. The first one, like I said, is a mistake. But after that, but it's serious. At 16, if I got pregnant, I would be having a goddamn thing. I would have been, nobody would have had to tell me to go to the abortion clinic. I would have went on my own. Yeah, 16, 20, and then 26. She's getting pregnant and having babies. Ooh, who wants that many kids? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Some people love kids. I just know. Question number 23. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. She has the nerve. My friend cut me off and then asked to meet up to be nosy. What should I say to her? So I had a best friend for almost 2 years. We both broke up with our boyfriends at the same time, but her boyfriend stopped all contact after mine continued to message and wants to get back together. That's because you didn't block him. See, another failure to do what you need to do. She keeps telling me not to text him and interrogating me about if I am texting him like she is my mother and I don't have my own life choices. I think she's jealous as her ex didn't text. No, she has better sense than you. You just stupid. It's not that you got this twisted. You letting your ex interfere in your happy future. You know, he's an ex for a reason. That's why you break up with people. It doesn't happen out of thin air. Let's see what other dumb shit you thinking. She started to exclude me from all group meetings, and I felt very hurt. She was taking 8 days to reply to my messages on multiple occasions without explanation. She was posting pictures with my other friends and ignoring me. This week, someone told her that I'm going on holiday soon, and she randomly texted me to meet for coffee without apology or even a how are you. I feel she only wants to meet to ask about my holiday, who I'm going with, and to interrogate me about my ex again. I want to politely reject her, but I'm not sure how. She doesn't want the best for me, and I'm not showing this person, and I'm not allowing this person back into my life. Well, then don't. I mean, why did you block her then? See, this is the thing about you people. Is my phone the only one that blocks people? Is it because these girls write in week after week after week with bullshit like this, people that they've ended things with, and not one of them blocks the person. And then they want to complain that the person keeps contacting them. Well, you must want them to contact you because that's why you didn't block them. You doing this to yourself. So all you have to do is go on your phone and block her, and then this will be over. This is just stupid. It's not even a problem. You're just creating some drama because you like drama. That's why you want to stay in touch with your ex. Like I said, my exes, I want some motherfuckers to be abducted by ET or something. Just somebody come and get them. Question number 24. We got 25 questions, and you guys hit the subscription button and subscribe and hit the instant notification so you can get a reminder about the February day, February day that we're going to have in about a week or two. And it's going to be a 6-hour stream, as long as I can handle it. I will definitely be eating and drinking on camera. So, because that's too long to go without some food. I love y'all, but I'm not trying to starve myself like that. Oof, that would be horrifying. So I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. Oh, I didn't bring my phone in here, did I? I made this dish today. Yeah, I don't know where it is. I found this dish is Cantonese beef and egg dish. So I was like, oh, that looks tasty. And the meat is marinated in soy sauce and oyster sauce and some other stuff. And so then I sauteed it and I put my little eggs and my green onions in there. And I cooked it. I ate that with stuff. That was good. I was like, oh, shit. This is delicious. This be delicious. So I'm going to make that again. I'm going to my cousin's house at some point. I haven't seen them since Thanksgiving. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to make that for them for breakfast. But yeah, it was quite tasty. I'll post a picture up on the community wall on YouTube so you guys can see it. It was good. I was like, okay, so let's see question number 24. We get the next to last question for tonight. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. I'm feeling stuck. I'm 23 and I'm feeling stuck. I live at home with my mother and my sister. My mother's not working and hasn't got about 2.5 years now. I think she means hasn't 4 to whatever. I'm paying for a lot of things and helping to support them, and it's driving me crazy. She is unmotivated and depressed, and my sister is as well. I feel that sometimes but I push myself and keep going because I don't have anyone to rely on. I have to rely on myself. I wish she would get a job and spend the money that she gets wisely. She is bipolar, so any way that I try to explain how I feel, she takes offense to it and makes an argument and then acts like I don't care about her and says to stop helping then. I can't save as much as I should because I'm not paying for their things. I feel like if I leave, I would be abandoning them. I don't even get to enjoy and experience things in my life. I never got to because she never let me. This is weighing me down greatly. I don't even have peace when I come home because they are loud, won't give me space, and for some reason know I have to use the bathroom when I get home, but decide to use it when I do, even though I asked them to do that before I get home. So they're being rude, loud, and inconsiderate, and you're taking care of them and you still there. What you need to do, you don't say how old your sister is. Is your sister an adult or is she a minor? If she's a minor, call Child Protective Services and tell them what's going on and tell them to come and check out the house because your sister might need to be put in foster care. If she's an adult, you still call social services and you say, my mother and my sister are having some mental problems and I need to get out of here. So I need a social worker and I need some intervention for them so that they can get the help that they need because I can't do this. And they will send over somebody because what they're doing is called self-neglect. Now, even though they are, your mother is probably not 60 years old or 55 or whatever the local thing is, by reporting the case so they can still give you some resources. And that's what you want. You want resources so that you can make contact with agencies that would handle someone of your mother and sister's age with their mental afflictions. And then you're going to refer them to those agencies or call those agencies and refer them to your mother and your sister. And then you're going to find you an apartment or move in with a friend or something, a 2-bedroom place, because that's all you need. You need a bedroom. And you're going to deuce out on this situation. You're going to stop giving them money and you're going to stop giving a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. And see, the reason why they get away with this, Canadian brother, what you up to? The reason they can get away with this is because you are easily guilt tripped. Deb, I would have looked at that shit and been like, y'all could starve and live in a tent on the park. I don't care what you do, but I'm not spending out another dime on you. I've done more than my fair share to help you. That because this family stuff don't apply here anymore. You done wore me out. I'm just like, okay, so she feels stuck. You ain't stuck, but you want to put some stuff in place, so that you don't feel like you abandoned them. So that's what I'm telling you to make these calls, because that's going to be the only way you can leave with peace of mind. But you start looking for some places that you could move into, cut back on your spending for them. If they want to go into, like default on the things, your mother probably getting some Social Security or something. So she got some money. She's just not spending it on what she should be spending on because she's letting you carry the load. Stop doing it. Put your money in your bank account so that you can move the fuck out and get pay your deposit and move on. Question number 25. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group. Summary of issue. How would you deal with an older sibling who doesn't contribute towards the household? Eviction notice. I'm the youngest sibling and have done well career-wise to escape poverty. I've been supporting my parent and older siblings for the past 15 years. Older sibling, I'm sorry, not S. For the last 15 years. Wow. I pay 100% of all the expenses. My parent buys whatever they want with what they earn. I made enough to not worry about money for a while. Our parent is getting older now in the 70s. I have no problem taking care of them until they pass, however long that is. The problem is my older sibling who doesn't contribute at all. Hasn't worked in the last 13 years and is nearly 45. He refuses to do anything. I don't have the authority to kick him out or evict him, and they're likely to be homeless when the parent is gone. I still care about them and have a rocky relationship with them because they just exist in the same household. We don't interact much as it gets toxic real quick. I'm sure my situation isn't unique. With raising house prices, buying a home is becoming unaffordable in some parts of the world, and families are living together a lot longer. How would you deal with this situation, Deb? I would like them to at least pay for an electric bill at a minimum or show some kind of effort. No. Your parent is in the 70s. You call Adult Protective Services and you say, I want to report a case of financial abuse, because that's what that is. Your parent is getting abused because of this person, not you carrying their fair share of the load. Now, as far as you carrying all the responsibilities, though, I mean, I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, it doesn't matter because they should be paying something to live there, and they're not. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Just file a report anyway and get it on record with their name and stuff as a financial abuser of an elder. That's what I would do, because I'm evil like that. And then I would take my if that's the house, if that parent owns it or they renting. You didn't really say about, you're talking about buying. So what, they wait for the parent to die, so you guys have to sell the house and split the money? It sounds like it. If that's the issue, that means you would have to buy that person out. But if you've been taking care of that person for 15 years, that should count towards something, and you shouldn't have to buy them out of nothing because they've already got their inheritance. But what you really need to do, I think, where did you say? Oh, that's right. Candace didn't put any locations. So I don't know where your ass is from. But what you need to do is consult with the local area office of, that handles evictions and stuff like that, and find out what the process is to get that person evicted. You also want to find out what you can do to see if your parent can sign the house over to you. Since you've been paying the bills for the last 15 months, you could also file a lien against the house to recover the money that you've paid when the house is sold. This is all assuming that this parent owns the house. File your lien now so that when you get your money off the top, and then whatever's left, y'all split that in half. That, or between all the siblings. But I would do that. I would calculate how much money I done paid for everything, and I would, put a lien in against the property for that to recoup my losses. And then I would start making the moves to move out. If it's just a rental, you can make the moves to move out. And if you want to take the parent with you, do that and leave the other person there to fend for themselves. Make sure they don't know that they're not coming with you. But this is kind of hard because, you got these older parents, and some of them feel intimidated. These older ladies feel intimidated by their adult sons. And so they let them get away with a whole bunch of stuff because they're afraid of them. That's why I would make file the Adult Protective Services case, so they could come out and, talk to him and investigate the situation. Because if she's not making him pay anything because she's afraid of him, that puts a whole different spin on things, and they will do what they can to get him up out of there. And then your problem will be solved. So look at that as an option and let me know what you decide to do. Just drop me an email, let me know. Other than that, peoples, we are finished here, and it's another wonderful Saturday night. How do you guys like the Saturday night show? I usually, unless I'm going on a date, I'm usually home anyway, because I haven't really been going on many dates because it's too cold. I'm not trying to be cute out in the freezing elements. That's usually better in the summertime. But what do you think? Is this something that you would be interested in doing? Because like I said, I'll be aiming for Wednesday, but then I aim for Thursday. Then I try for Friday. By Saturday, I can sleep in, get my rest, take care of stuff, and then I have the energy to do the show. Like I said, since my little situation happened a couple of years ago, things are different with my energy level. I get tired a lot easier now. So, yeah, I'm okay. I'm glad you guys came. Thank you very much. Look for the show page to go up. I'll try to put it up tomorrow when I pick a date for the February day. Okay. That's all I got for you. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.